Hello everyone and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, as we say goodbye to the meta for Karlov's house, I'm gonna run one last try at the Arcane Bombardment Control Boros deck. So the idea of this deck is just board wipe in Arcane or Lightning Helix onto an Arcane Bombardment, and then just watch as our opponents squirm to try to play stuff. The games you'll see today is exactly those. It's very fun, and I love playing this deck when it hits the curve correctly. The biggest part that I added in this deck is 2 Surge of Salvation. Basically, the idea of this card is that, hey, if our opponent tries to target our Arcane Bombardment, we get to protect it. And then if we can get this tuck underneath an Arcane Bombardment, whenever our opponent tries to target it, we can cast an instant spell, and then boom, we get a protection anyways. Now, of course, it does not protect against board wipe, like Farewell, and also it doesn't protect against counter spells. So against deck that has a lot of those, we're just gonna fail in those categories. That's fine. There's no deck designed against everything out there, but this deck is very sufficient. Very sufficient is not a good phrase. It's sufficient, and it's very fun to play in today's meta because, well, we got a lot of aggro, and we can definitely counter those aggro cards. So let's talk about the whole deck list. We have 2 Surge of Salvation for protection spell. Not really early game. This doesn't come out till turn 7 along with the bombardment, but we do have a lot of removal for Get Lost and for Lightning Helix. I really love Get Lost in this deck because it targets enchantments and planeswalkers as well. So guess what? We're gonna give them we'll give them map tokens by destroying all the things that they have, and it will blow those map tokens with Brotherhood's End. I also have 2 Stonebrain in case we're in a matchup that's slow enough that we end up facing a counterspell heavy deck or a deck that has Farewell. I can just name that and get rid of it. Imagine you're playing against mono white, you name Farewell, you get rid of their Farewell, they can never stop your Arcane Bombardment with a Surge of Protection tucked underneath. That's exciting. Alright, and then in the 3-drop we have 3 Vampire's Vengeance, 3 Brotherhood's End, and 2 De Celestis. The Celestis is great in helping us ramp out and then filter some of the cards that we don't need. What's even better is that the Vampire's Vengeance is an instant. There's a reason why there's 3 of each of this in the deck instead of 4 of Brotherhood's End and 2 Vampire's Vengeance like a lot of deck does. Brotherhood's End is great because it deals 3 damage to the board, and also it can pop all the artifacts or artifacts mana value 3 or less, which are all the map tokens. But it's not an instant, and we do want instants to trigger that instant speed on our opponent's turn for the Arcane Bombardment, because this only happens once a turn. Once on your turn, once on your opponent's turn. Of course, for Big Score to help us ramp into our Arcane Bombardment, Big Score play a very big part of this deck, because we want to Big Score turn 4, and then on turn 5, we should have 5 lands and 2 treasure to help us pay 6 mana for the Arcane Bombardment and have still 1 treasure open for Surge of Salvation. That is exciting, because having a bombardment on turn 5 means your opponent really can't do anything. On turn 6, we have the removal, or at turn 5 rather, I should say, the removal. But if you do the turn 5 thing that I was talking about, then this will be turn 6. The removals are going to be 2 Sunfalls, just 2, but 4 Burn Down a House. Burn Down a House is not just the removal, it's a 1/1, it's a field of 1/1 devils that will kill our opponent. And like I said before, right now in the metagame, there's not a lot of Planeswalker hate. This card is Planeswalker hate. 5 damage to the board, including Planeswalker, means that they really have not that many Planeswalker that can survive this. There isn't really that many. I don't know. Grammar is not my strong suit. Not turn 6, but the 6th drop, we got 1 Farewell in case we really need a removal, and then 4 Arcane Bombardment because that's the heart of the deck. That's it. That's the whole deck list. If you look at the mana or the lands, we got 1 Eiganjo, 4 plains, 1 Sokenzan, 2 mountains. We have a lot more white than red, and we got a 2 color land, so it doesn't matter too much. We got 3 Battlefield Forge, 3 Elegant Parlor, 3 Restless Bivouac, and 4 Sundown Pass, along with 4 Field of Ruin. This is the old Boros Control mana split that I was running in the past, and it seemed to work. But if you wanted to kind of fine-tune it, you can definitely cut a Battlefield Forge, add an Elegant Parlor. I do like that a lot more. You can cut a Restless Bivouac and run another Mirix or 2. I also think of that could be valid, but I think this deck, so far, it's run pretty well. It's got 25 lands in the whole deck, which is not 26 for a very control-heavy deck, but not 24 for a tempo deck. It's right in the middle, and it seemed to serve pretty well. Let's go into the games. Okay, our opponent is the Zeus. Zeus? Zeus? So ZC? Alright, we don't get to go first, and we don't have removal. We got a Stone Brain. That's gonna take a long time. So I don't think I can keep this hand. This is a pretty scary hand. I can keep this hand. Do I put back a Brain? I guess this is not a good hand either. I don't actually have red. Yikes. Okay, well, no red for a long time. We gotta Field of Ruin that can get us the red. I don't like to do that, but I might have to. This looks to be Naya so far. Maybe it's just Naya. I don't know. We'll put out a Field of Ruin because I might want the Eiganjo. You never know. I don't think I will, but I'm definitely playing a Field of Ruin as a land. I don't think they're gonna drop Nerex this turn either way, so I'm not giving that thought process. Pugnacious Hammerstone. Let's get rid of that. I do get a red mana, so maybe just land that. See what happens next. It's a tap land anyways. Arcane Bombardment against this deck. I do want to have a Bombardment, but I don't know how useful it will be. No place. No place is good for me. So now we can kind of drag it out. I'm pretty sure Arcane Bombardment would just get removed anyways. But let's see what he plays. They do have green, so it's probably Fight Club. Regardless, I think I'll toss the Brotherhood's End. The burn down a house is more useful, and I don't really care to destroy the maps. I think I don't really care to, but you never know these kind of things, right? I am tapped out now with 2 mana. I don't think I'm holding much up. Let's toss a Vampire's Vengeance. I need to play a land every turn to not fall behind. And there's my land. I hope I don't get all of my treasures blown out, because that would be kind of scary. But if they do that, Carnosaur, okay? What's the Carnosaur gonna do? Get a Appraiser. Pretty scary. Get a Dinosaur. Pretty scary again. Alright, so this is not going to be very good, right? I'm going to Lightning Helix. This. I can definitely Lightning Helix this. But it won't get me anywhere. Let's hope I don't die in like one turn. What can I actually bring out though? Big score might be good, right? If I get the big score, that gives me 2 extra mana. I can't play anything with that. So let's burn this. I might get a Get Lost. What did I get? Ah, it was a Get Lost. Alright, let's get the Company of Carnosaurs out. Let's see if they want to target my Bombardment. They'll probably just Fight Club us. That's what I would do. Cool sleeves though. Ashiok. Fake Jace. Tally. Okay, each player. Sure. What are you gonna get on my side? Lightning Helix and Angel Fire Ignition. On what? On a Tally. I have a response. Lightning Helix. I have a response. Brotherhood's End. No, I think I want to do this first. Right, destroy all artifacts. Yes. And then I want to blow up his Tally. Blow that up. And blow up all artifacts. Oh, look at all those maps. Gone. And you can't target me. Enjoy it. Can't even untap. Ooh, another Bombardment. That's... I mean, I don't think I get to play it, so... I guess we'll burn down for 3/1/1s. Brotherhood End can end the Pugnacious Hammer Skull, so maybe I'll just do this. Actually, no, I can just kill the Hammer Skull, right? Yeah, what am I saying? Oh no, I take one. Big score, ow. Burn down. Let's see. Then this. Destroy all artifacts and get lost on a Hammer Skull. The ordering is really weird because I do this first, get them that, blow them up, and then I big score to get the treasure. Yes. And then I get the 1/1s. And I hit him with the 1/1. I'll drop a land, just one. I have a big score, so I always need cards to discard to. But another trumpeting Carnosaur. Alright. Where's this going? Discover 5. Into a Geological Appraiser. Okay. Into a Angel Fire. Onto. I have a response. This might look familiar. GG. All that trick. Pull all the hats. Okay, our opponent is Fwan. That's the double F. We're gonna go first. There's 2 Surge of Salvation in our deck, and I keep drawing. But I do have a Celestis and a Sunfall, so that's pretty nice. Let's start with a Parlor to see if we want the next card. I want a Plains. It might look dumb, but I want to get to the Celestis faster. Another Dinosaur deck. That's interesting. There's that Hammer Skull. Vampire's Vengeance. Not this time. Pretty sure I'm gonna get hit by a big thing here. I can protect the Celestis with the against the removal, right? There's definitely a Fight Club. Something's definitely happening to me. Yeah, our opponent get their curve very nicely. And what did you get? Dracosaur. Okay, a little less scary, honestly, in my opinion. This is something I can handle. The next turn is where it gets a little bit tricky, right? So this turn is fine because I have this. Thanks for the 3/3. I guess I can hold up a Vampire's Vengeance. They have 3 mana, they can't do much. With 1 green, it's probably just a mana dork. I think the dinosaur that gave him 2 mana costs more. Alright, they do have another Pugnacious Hammer Skull. So, what can we do here? I can play the Bombardment. The Bombardment will probably just get removed. I don't want that to happen. So I actually don't want to play a Vengeance either. Let's just pass turn. We'll take our action. We'll discard. Yeesh. This is pretty bad, huh? I don't think the Field of Ruin does much against that deck. And what I want is to make sure I don't toss any artifact or enchantments in. What am I saying? Toss any instants or sorcery into my graveyard because I want to have Sunfall left in the graveyard. He pumps not the attacker. Does he want to attack for 7? He does. Puts a stun counter on it. I will block it. Anything else? You got 2 red mana. Okay. See, now I can bombard him. I have red. So the only thing left in my graveyard, or the only instant sorcery in my graveyard, is a Sunfall, which means the Surge of Salvation will 100% get the Sunfall, and the Surge of Salvation will 100% protect my bombardment. So there's really not much he can do here. He can try to exile it. In response, Sunfall your board. Unfortunately, I had to do it that turn. Let me take action. I don't need either the land or the vengeance, but I guess I need the land even less. With 4 mana, they can definitely blow up the bombardment, but that will be a lot of their turn. It's also a lot of my turn. Just hope Celeste can get me there. Alright, another Paleontologist. Just gonna exile the Surge of Salvation. Yes. It's a 3. That's annoying because this only does 2. But I could Lightning Helix it, and then that also triggers Sunfall. How important is that? I have nothing in the graveyard here, right? So maybe I just don't do anything. Ooh, that's good. I'll let him have 5 mana. He can't do anything with a Sunfall and a Bombardment. Another Fight Rigging. What do they rig? Let's get rid of that. No, I'll get rid of it. Actually, I don't need to get rid of any of those. I will just Sunfall them. He has 1 red. He can exile that. I wasn't planning on using that. I get to draw 2 cards. You get to put your +1/+1s on nothing. Last turn. Now start hitting you with the 2/2. Ooh, a Parlor. Okay, yeah, I got a lot of power. I can discard. I don't want that. I also don't want a Sunfall for no reason, so maybe I'll just pass turn. He's got 4 lands. He can't do anything. And Sunfall on a Bombardment has him on lockdown. Brotherhood's End. Interesting. Alright. Let's get a white. Let's get another white. Let's get lost one of those. I'll decline that. And then I will get a red and a white. I have all that resolve. Oh, I have a Celestis too. Sure. I don't want to do this. Let's do this. This way I get a blood token. It's a useless blood token, but a blood token nevertheless. This will stop me from being able to play anything, so I don't want to do that. We'll go to nighttime. No more Celestis for us, which is painful because I don't get Cycle. But the Lightning Helix definitely helps me burn him. We'll get lost this. Big score. We'll toss the other Helix. No, we'll toss the Bombardment. We'll decline that. Last one. Anything else you want to do? I kind of regret tossing my Bombardment, honestly. But I guess I have to live with it. Let's see what else can I get. Let's bullet out a Sundown Pass. Okay, definitely don't want that, but let's scry or surveil. That is a good card. Alright, I can Brotherhoods and these just so that I can get card draw. I don't think that's that useful, so we'll just pass the turn. Okay, that's a 3-2. Not even haste. Why don't we stop that? Ooh, a Vampire's Vengeance. We'll also get lost this. We'll also big score. Toss our Brotherhood's End. And also Sunfall. You don't do anything else? No? Alright, I will go to my turn. This is very fun. I will get some 1/1s. Helix, your face. Let's decline. Okay, I also want the big score. We'll toss this mountain. I don't need that. And I will decline the rest. How many cards do I have? 28. That's a lot. 3 1/1s, and I have a 1/1 here. I have enough treasure, right? Let's just sack those treasures. Down to 5. I think he just died next turn when I Lightning Helix him. I don't know why he has... I should not have let him draw a card for priority because I could just burn him. That was my mistake. Yeah, let's just kill him. Sure. Upgrade my creature. You got it. Let's just Lightning Helix him too. I'll even Brotherhood's End just for fun. Here. 3 damage from my board. Also this. Just in case some shenanigan happens, I'll decline. I'll even do that. I'll decline the rest. Your face. Your face. Your face. GG. I'm not sure what else you can do, but all the Lightning Helix will kill him. That's 0. They did have something against our enchantment, so eventually they would have gotten there. I think we got out of it before. Yay. Alright, our opponent is the Unchosen. Is that really his name? It took me a minute to queue up with this opponent, so I don't know if it's there or not. We go first with the Restless Bivouac. Somehow, again, Surge of Salvation. Let's try it. It's not great. I don't have any removal, and I have to wait to turn 4 to play anything. No Celestus this time either, so let's see if we can actually Unchosen this guy. Our pet's gone, so our opponent's mulliganing. They have a cool pet. They have the fish. I enjoy the fish. I used to have the fish all the time until I got a crazy raccoon. Come on, Pom Pom Chang is the best. All you rock lovers are wrong. It's unfortunate that it's a Restless Bivouac instead of the Surveil land. I would much rather have that in my opener. Fix my draw a little bit. I don't know if this game is actually going to happen. I guess it does. Maybe, maybe not. That was all of their mulligan, and now they're gonna take all of their turn to rogue. Cool cat sleeves. Too bad our opponent doesn't have cat-like reflexes. I don't even know if they're there. Oh, it's the lands deck. Okay. The crazy thing about the lands deck is that this is our best card against it. The bad thing about the lands deck is that we don't really have anything else to play against it. We have 4 mana. We might be able to get something to work with 4 mana. Aftermath. That's alright. I don't think you can punish the worst player in the game in the world, but this is just a horrendous play. Oh, I can punish him. That's fun. Isn't that fun? So what can he do on 3 mana? Will he have protection spells? Is there a reason why I wouldn't kill this? Isn't that fun? I think it's fun. We got him. Worst player in the world. He is unchosen for a reason. I hate this deck so much. I don't think it's bad. I think it's pretty good. In fact, I think it's really good. But it's one of those new decks that is such a trap for new players because they see the win rate and they see everyone in Mythic playing it. They think it's good, and look at the number of rare lands they need. They get excited because they don't need that many rare lands, and then they realize they don't know how to play the game at all. Dropping the Aftermath Analyst on a turn that you cannot activate is 100% wrong, unless there's something I'm not seeing, like a Fading Hope in their hand. I mean, even then, they're tapped out. So unless they have 3 other Aftermath Analysts in their hand, that could be a case. What's not a case is them having a land to play, I guess. They're roping. They're 2 mana, so they definitely have something, otherwise the rope wouldn't even show up. Alright, they just didn't play anything. Now I'm gonna big score to burn down. Hopefully I get an extra land. All I need is 1 extra land, and an Arcane Bombardment will go live next turn with the 2 treasures. And a Surge of Salvation. Once that's live, there's not much he can do about it. Everything would just burn him to the ground. Oh, he's in the game. Maybe. Who knows? He is unchosen after all. What does that even mean? 3 mana? Is he gonna Whirl Soul Fire me for 1? Opponent? Are you still there? Rope every turn. Oh man. This is totally the arena experience. I feel like he's trying to make a choice. But he could just be roping. For killing. Alright, gets to play another land yet. That's what he wants. You gotta have another land to play, right? You do. Good. It's not a blowout yet. 2 mana. Play another Aftermath Analyst. We'll toss our burn down. Okay, get a land. That's important. They want to use their clue? Okay, they use their clue. That gives me pretty much free reign to play whatever I want. And what I want to play is Arcane Bombardment. Let's see what he plays. Killing's a 3/4. I can't kill it that easily. But I got a Surge of Salvation protecting whatever he wants to target. And then if I can get Surge of Salvation on the Bombardment, that'll basically be game. Let's see if I can get lucky. He needs to play a land, right? To get 2 mana, and in response to that I can do something. I'm gonna respond here. That way I'm able to get rid of Nisa right away. There goes his mana source. Against this deck, I feel like the best way to play against him is just to cut off his mana source. See, now it gets 1 mana, it's nothing. Do I have Vampire's Vengeance here? Okay, so Celestus is pretty important. And then I can Parlor. Then I will have enough to Vampire Vengeance him on his next turn. Right, I think so. I think I can do that. Let's see what I'm about to get though. That's a land. Good thing I tossed that. Let's Celestus so I can get more filtering of all the lands. He played this land too, so I think that's his only filter land. Killing. Mana. Do I have Vampire Vengeance him? What can I get out of this? No, I think I'm gonna get lost to Killing. What I get? Helix. Helix's face. Burn down the 1/1. Another burn down. Cool. This is gonna hurt him by a lot. The problem with this is I'm not gonna be able to play an instant sorcery next turn, right? Maybe I'll be able to get the big score. Ooh, but this does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That does 9 damage. It's a lot of damage. But actually 9 plus 2. That's a lot of damage. And he doesn't have the mana to do what he wants, right? How many does he have? 1, 2. He has 2 of those. So if Aftermath Special is next turn, he kind of just dies. Get lost. I don't want to do that. I want a Helix. I just want to burn down. Get more 1/1s. I'll decline to get lost. That's a lot of damage. He's at 8. If he blows up my board, he dies. Okay. So did you think this through? You just think, oh, there's a board, I want to blow it up. Alright. I guess our opponent has decided that he'd much rather just take 9 to his face. The Devils. GG. We took out the lands deck. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people play against the lands deck, and honestly, here, if I can go back, here is what I learned playing against this deck semi-often. Basically, cut off their mana source. A lot of people think, you know, their mana source is fine, I would just counter their big plays. But the problem with that is once they get their mana online, they keep getting the big plays. They have so many card draw, you can't counter all the card draws. But then, if you don't counter all the card draws, they'll draw into more big plays. Counter the mana source, and they got nothing. So, stop the Nisa whenever you can. The Nisa is scarier than the Aftermath Analyst. The Aftermath Analyst gets them 1 turn of slower lands. But Nisa, along with bringing lands back and these things, help them draw cards from their deck and get mana. So, that's how you stop them. And, of course, everything else is really just about having the proper tempo. It's not that hard, but definitely depends on your deck. Welcome back, everyone. Now that you've seen the games, how did you like it? Did you enjoy my Arcane Bombardment locking down our opponent 3 games in a row? Oh, that was so beautiful. I played 3 games. I queued up 3 games, and I won all 3 of those games. Thanks to Mrs. Arcane Bombardment right here. This card is the nuts. You know, having Sunfall underneath that just means our opponent can't stop us with anything, really, with any creature deck, right? They couldn't stop us at all because we can just keep Sunfalling them, and they kind of just have to squirm until we eventually kill them with the amount of Lightning Helix we have in the deck. On the other side of that, the last game, you saw it to burn down the house. We just keep playing it. And this is 3 damage every time you play it, which isn't much if you think about that. But it's 3 devils. 3 devils isn't just 3 damage at once, like a lightning strike, but it is continuous damage, right? So first play is attacking for 3. Next time we get a copy, it attacks them for 3 more, which is 6. But if they get rid of the board, it does 6 to them. And because we had 1 copy and I played a second one, I believe we attacked them for 9. And then we burst them with the devil damage for 9 when they wipe the board. So that's 18 damage. That 18 damage, they're dead. That's pretty much all I have to say. That is what makes this deck deadly when you hit the right curve. Of course, that's I'm not going to say that this is what's going to happen every time you play this game. I never even land the Stonebrain, but I do think this deck is fun. I mean, I always say that for a lot of games I play, but I really did have a lot of fun just burning down people's house and hitting them with the devils. That's really all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.